I missed my mic. My mic's over here. How you doing, folks? Hey, it feels like Friday. Sorry about the noise. It feels like Friday. It's just not Friday. It's Thursday, and we have news on. This is a few hours late. I want to make sure my volume's down. We have news. Jimmy Page not appearing on the new Ozzy Osbourne album. This is Ozzy's follow-up to Ordinary Man, which was released in 2020. And you'd think, it's Ozzy. Everyone wants to appear on Ozzy's album. But it has a lot to do with something. If you give Jimmy Page, just cut him some slack, it's something that I understand incredibly well. And I think you do too when you're doing a project and you're knee deep in it. Back in the days when I used to write reviews for print, rock reviews for print, I remember being sometimes a little off guard when someone asked me to do something else. Hi, Melody. Man, Melody, you're always first. Thank you. I would be caught off guard and I'm going, no, but I'm over here. My mind's over here. I can't come over here. Anyway, the Black Sabbath frontman is releasing his brand new album. And just a few days ago, he told everyone, I'm so happy to let everyone know that I've finished the new album this week and delivered it to my label, Epic Records, which is great, right? He says, I'll be sharing all the information about the album and its upcoming release with you in the next several weeks. And of course, he put out that picture, which I put on for the banner of this video. It's Ozzy. That's what he does, right? So last December, Ozzy's producer, guitarist Andrew Watt, said that Robert Trujillo of Metallica is the bass player, Taylor Hawkins, the late great, and of the Foo Fighters, and Chad Smith, Red Hot Chili Peppers, will be sharing the drumming on the album. I mean, this is the thing that a lot of people are talking about. Wow, this is gonna be awesome. Confirmed that Duff McKagan's on there, Eric Clapton, Pearl Jam's Mike McCready, and it's like an all-star thing. But they tried to get Jimmy Page, and this is what he said. There's various things I'm working towards, he told Classic Rock magazine. It's not just one thing, it's multiple things. And I don't want to even give a hint, because if you do, you give a one-sentence soundbite, and then if it doesn't materialize, it's like, why didn't you do a solo album, right? So then he says, I don't want to say what it is I've got planned, because I don't want to give people a chance to misinterpret it. I mean, it's so big, he knows. He's the guitarist for Led Zeppelin, right? He knows if he just says one thing, fans are just grasping at the straw, just grasping at it, trying to get an understanding of what it is, because people are starved for anything Led Zeppelin. They just are. So I understand this. As far as his refusal to join Osbourne, he says, I will never be one of those people who will record alone and send someone a file, which is the way this album was recorded. I never went into music in the first place to do that. It was playing together. And that's one of the reasons he just didn't go there. Plus, he didn't want to lose his focus. Again, when you're knee deep in something, I know a lot of you are probably very, very good at multitasking, good at doing this like juggling cats thing. I am not as good as I used to be in radio. Remember, I've been doing this for 39 years. In radio, you get used to, like, back in the day when we had like a whole thing going on, we could, I'll show you. Hold on. There, that's what my radio thing is like now. That's my station that I do in Vancouver. I don't have turntables. Oh, thank you, Tortor Porco. Thank you. Thank you for your kind. But anyway, I press a sound bar to get to the next element. But back in the day when I got into radio in 83, back in those days, I'd have two turntables and a third turntable at the end, just in case something went wrong. It was always cued to the song. And in case you moved the cabinets, which you really couldn't move, but in case, we double check it every couple of hours to make sure it was cued. So back then, and I was 23 years old, I could multitask like crazy. You ever follow a 75-year-old man on the road and how slow they go? Nothing against Jimmy Page. I don't even really know how old he is right now. But it's a slow progress. So they don't multitask, and neither do I at 62 like we used to. I think a lot of this is him not wanting to record and send a file out because he's not meant to record this way. But who could blame him? And it's okay. I mean, listen, the new Ozzy album is going to be fantastic. I can't see, this not being good with all the people on there. Like Robert Trujillo, he's not amazing. That guy's got pipes too. You're listening to him talk. Like, wow. So there's a lot of great musicians on here. And we don't have an album title yet, but it is a follow-up to Ordinary Man. And what else do we have before I take your questions? Bruce by Andrew Watt. Yeah, Robert's on there. Taylor Hawkins, the late great, from Foo Fighters. Chad Smith, they're sharing the drumming duties. And Duff McKagan, Eric Clapton. Wow, it's crazy. So, I would say that the album's in good hands no matter what. Yes, I'm wearing my Led Zeppelin t-shirt. Can barely see it. I'll show you. We're going to do Led Zeppelin. Wear a Zeppelin t-shirt. Jimmy Page is looking very unassuming, but Robert Plant is doing what Robert Plant does. Hi, Maria. Thank you very much to help your channel. Hit the like button. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Well, look at that. We appreciate you being out there. But just wanted to share this news. Melody says I'm wearing a Guess Who t-shirt. I don't think I've ever had one. Tortora Porco says, more advertising funding. Thank you. We're doing better. We've doubled our subscribers list. We've doubled it in the last 28 days, so that's really good. I'll say hi to some people right now before we sign off. Johnny Aldrin. Rock on, John. Thank you. Jamie Martinez. Hi, John. Hello, Jamie. Thank you for coming on. Melody. Duff. Yeah. Maria Day. Hi, John. And Tor is saying hi to Maria Day. You guys are getting to know each other. There you go. South Jersey Matt. Hi, John. Those turntables were built like tanks. They really were. I think they were Panasonics, if I remember correctly. I'm almost positive they were Panasonics. I'd have to ask my old boss. But those turntables, I mean, I remember every few months they changed the stylus on them. They had an incredible cartridge on them. But the tables they were on, and I'd love to buy those. My wife would never let them in the house. They're very, very heavy for turntables when we were multitasking back in the day when we could, and it was easier to do so. And even when CDs came in, we were so unsure of how CDs worked that it was such a joy to use the turntables going into CDs, and then of course now it's a space bar. At the radio station that I work for, Move 103 in Vancouver, and this is universal. You press the space bar, it starts the element. You press the space bar again, what it does is it opens your microphone. You press it again and it starts the next element, whether it's a spot or whether it's another song, so that you can get a feel for it. And you press the space bar again and it ends the element. So you hear about 10 seconds of what you're going out of and what you're going into. And I much prefer that. I mean, people go, oh, radio's not what it used to be. I'm going, yeah, I kind of like it the way it is now. I wish we had more distinctive programming like we did in the old days, but it is what it is. It's where we live, right? So Melody says, I'm wearing a Guess Who t-shirt. Alex Knight. What's your fave Led Zeppelin CD? It goes between two. Where is it? They're right here. Da-dum, da-dum. Number 4 in Physical Graffiti. I mean, I bought the remastered Physical Graffiti. I did not buy the remaster of Zepp 4, but they'll always be like my favorites. I like Zeppelin 2. It took me a while to get into Presence because I didn't like the sound quality of Presence. I found Presence was a little tinny almost. In Through the Outdoor, which I have up here too. I love In Through the Outdoor. A lot of people don't. And even Robert Plant would get on stage, and it might have been the Berlin concert, which was the last show that Led Zeppelin played with John Bonham before he died, that he says, we've tried some different things. I don't have it in front of me. I haven't heard it in a little while, but I have the concert. He So we're trying some different things on this album. But when I heard In the Evening, and it still has that lamenting Robert Plant sound going into it, loved it. Fool in the Rain, was a little surprised by Fool in the Rain, but I thought that's good. But Carouselambra, the long song, man. And, I wouldn't say Physical Graffiti doesn't have bad songs. But it doesn't have, filler, I should say. It doesn't have bad songs on them. But double albums do a little bit, but I really love everything on here. I love it. And this is a perfect album to me. It's a perfect album. Took me a while to get into the first album because I didn't like blues. And I go, how can you like Led Zeppelin, not like blues? Because they were accused of ripping off a lot of blues artists, of course. But that one, it was a little too much blues for me. Then I went to see jams. I'd go see live jams and I'd go, I kind of like the blues. You get hypnotized by it a little bit, after a while. So, and Jason, yeah, you're saying Zeppelin 3. It took me a while to get into Zeppelin 3 because it to a lot of people was more acoustic. Oh, some New Brunswick. I'm in New Brunswick. Hold on a second. Oh, Jimmy is 78 old. Thank you, Marie. I appreciate that. Yeah. Oh, McKagan and Trujillo. Yeah, double bass. Yeah. Very talented musicians being on this new Ozzy Osbourne album. I'm not an Ozzy fan, I'll admit. I've never been a big fan of his music. I bought Sabotage. I got it used from a friend of mine and ended up going, well, I can understand. I understand the band. But it took that. All my friends were, you know, all my friends were really into Black Sabbath, and I wasn't. But Sabotage, I kind of got. I remember going, it's kind of hard not to like this album. And of course, through the years, I'd hear a lot of other things through people. But thank you, Marie, I to look that up. JT Shark, hey, JT, nice to have you on here. I am one of those people who despises Page and Zeppelin. Why? I am a huge Willie Dixon fan. There you go. And annoyed that it took 30 years for Zeppelin to admit they stole his stuff. And they did indeed. I bought Led Zeppelin 1. I was 11. Melody. Oh, cool. Sunvolt. Jimmy Page, baby. New Brunswick, baby. Kokanee Beer, baby. Maritimers in Alberta, baby. Well, I'm not now. Are you in Alberta? I'm a Maritimer who spent most of his adult life in Alberta. I moved from Miramichi, New Brunswick, to Edmonton, Alberta in 1979, the year I graduated, after working at a TV station for a little while. So technically, that was my first radio job. So I've been in radio over 40 years. I've been in broadcasting over 40 years, but I've been in radio 39. And then we went to Vancouver. I met Shannon. I went to Vancouver in 1989. Left in 2000, 2002. So I was in Vancouver for 12 years. Then went to Calgary and lived there for another cajillion years. So I spent most of my time in Alberta. But I'm a Maritimer and I'm from New Brunswick and I'm from Miramichi, but now I live in Moncton, New Brunswick. And the majority of my viewership is in the United States. So I love you, Americans. Thank you. We all talk the same language as far as rock and roll. Heike DTW. Nebworth, I thought. No, the last one was Berlin. The last one was with John Bonham was Berlin. JT Shark. I like the fact that Plant has done so many different things. Yeah, so do I. Jason Schultz. Zeppelin 3 is great on a cold, rainy day. There you go. Well said. That's cool. Maria Day. I miss pop and crackle of vinyl. Well, I've got lots of it. JT Shark. It was proven they stole from blues artists. Lawyers finally won. Yes, that's true. No one's arguing that, though. Heike DTW. Surf the Moncton tidal bore. It's fun. I don't really surf, but Jason Schultz. What was the last album you bought? Yeah, I don't know where it is. It's a new agey album. Believe it or not, it's Chakra artist. Bob Chakra had a label in Quebec called the Chakra label. And he did Pachelbel's Canon. Now, would I usually buy that as an album? No, but from 87, almost 86, early 87 to 1989, I did a New Age program when New Age was big. And all these albums down here, after the 1970s thing, you see the 70s, 60s, most of that, or actually the bottom row there, are all New Age albums, like, Fresh Air. Oh, that's autographed by Chip Davis. There you go. I interviewed him. Mannheim Steamroller, people used to so I did a lot of that kind of programming, and then I went to Vancouver and did it for the Chum Company. And we did it for a while. Then the format turned into smooth jazz, and I continued with that. Then I ended up not liking smooth jazz very much. So I thought to myself, I'm going, no, I'd rather do the new agey stuff because it reminded me of prog music in some ways. Some of the, some of the Tangerine Dream stuff was very, proggy. And I liked it for that reason. And we used to play Led Zeppelin along with it, going to California. We'd play Will Ackerman from the Windham Hill label, going to California by Zeppelin, from Zeppelin 4, right? And we played Camel. We played Pink Floyd. With that, Roy Harper, speaking of Led Zeppelin. So it all went together. We played Jerry Rafferty. So we played this and did a different version of the wave format in LA. So anyway, I digress. I'm going off topic. Let me read some of your comics. Comics. Yeah, you're a comic book. I'm a comic book. We're all comic books. Rob Collins says Moxie was known as a Canadian Led Zeppelin. They had a Zeppelin-ish hard rock. Alex Knight says, yeah, Pachelbel is good. Yeah. Maria Day, we love you too. Jason, what do you think of Pentatonics? I'm not a big fan. I think I'd like to see them live. I probably will never see them live, but it's not a thing that I don't dislike them, but that's it. But anyway, that wasn't the last album I ever bought. I you know what? Of all things I have to do right now, my daughter, who's autistic, as a lot of you know, she was promised and you'll laugh at this, she was promised a Costco fry, ice cream, and chicken fingers. And if you know anything about autistic kids, they need to close the file. They need to close that file, and we need to do that for her. I hope this video does well. Please like it. We only have 20 likes right now. Someone's saying something about Van Halen. John Aldrin. Hey, Johnny. How about when Van Halen opened and ended up blowing Sabbath away on their first tour? Melody says, I know about autistic kids. You know what? Van Halen was very known for doing that in a lot of circumstances, no matter if they ever played with other bands. Van Halen was from a different planet, you know? And I have in my room a picture, when you go into a supermarket and you can it's a silent auction. There's these big framed pictures of bands. I've got a few of them. I've got one that I was given by my father-in-law and mother-in-law when I think the video at the time, the biggest video we ever had was 500,000 views. I think it's 600,000 now. And it was when Eddie Van Halen died. And so he saw that and he thought it was a sign. He went, no, I'm going to buy that for John. And he, I think, paid $200 for it and he gave it to me. Van Halen is a band that I'm revisiting a lot of. I know all their stuff, of course. I think the last album that I bought when I lived in Edmonton was OU812. I love Sammy Hagar. As much as I liked the band's first incarnation, I loved Sammy Hagar. I just loved his voice with Eddie's guitar. I thought it really worked well. But anyway, we're going off on topic. I'm going to end. I see no other comments that I can comment on. Okay, guys. Thank you. Like our video. Can we get it to 30? Because only at 29. We have 49 people watching, which is, very respectful. We appreciate that. But please like our video. And we'll be back probably later on today. I just finished Mike Reno. I was trying to get it up last night. Just finished it up, so we're going to put it on. Take care of yourself. Oh, we're at 31. Thank you. Like. It makes a big difference, as far as getting our videos out there. So we're going to get back to doing a lot of our interviews. We are so far back. We got Pete Agnew of Nazareth coming up. We're working on Linda Ronstadt. We're not sure if she's able to do an interview, but we're working on that. We're working on Simon Phillips. We're working on who else? Mickey Thomas of Starship. Brian Adams. I don't think Brian will happen. Ann Wilson of Heart. I don't know if that's going to happen. We're trying really hard to get a lot of these people. We're trying harder now. In the old days, we'd get a no, and we'd go, okay, we're getting a no. Now, since we're closing into 100,000 subscribers, we're basically saying, come on, man, we'll do you right. Please talk to us. We're a big channel. We can do it. Anyway, love you guys. Thank you very much. Friday Night Live coming up tomorrow night. Remember, it's 9 p.m. Atlantic time, which is 8 p.m. Central. You know what I mean? And just do the math after that. Love you guys. Thank you for indulging us. Take care of yourself.